I'm gonna be strong, guys. I'm gonna do this. This is like my 50th time to try and make this video. Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Fridley. And on August 16th, 2023, my beloved son, Billy, took his own life. This has been the most devastating and most out-of-body experience I've ever gone through. I can't even put into words what we have experienced. I have like a lump in my throat, guys. I'm so sorry. Normally, I'm so just chill and relaxed, and I feel I'm just gonna chill. Okay, this is me sitting here with you, my friends and family, having a conversation and drinking a cherry Coke. It's been really, really rough, guys. That's why I have completely ghosted on social media. I can't even do it. I'm hoping that as time goes on and I start to heal, that I get back to it, because I know my boy, he would have wanted me to. He was so proud of all the stuff I did. And he really encouraged me to write movies, and because I used to do that back in the day. And I got a few, Bill. I have some stocked away, buddy. I think I will make that happen for you. Billy was an amazing kid. He had such a light. I mean, and he had such a heart, like a big heart. And he had what I called a no fear factor. And he loved dancing, loved it. He was really good at it too. And I do believe that that's what led him to music. And music was his life. It brought him the absolute most joy, next to giving and helping his niece, Aubrey. Like, that was his ride or die. And he struggled, guys. He had a lot of trauma that happened to him in his younger years. And I'm letting you know from this point forward, I am going to be creating a foundation in Billy's memory in wanting to help people who struggled with what he did. So with his mental illness, his addictions, and the trauma, the sexual abuse trauma. Like, that's going to be my life purpose. And I'm also going to be helping an advocate for families and for people that we have to stop this suicide stuff. We have to help people see that there's still hope. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here on this GoFundMe page and introduce myself and talk to you about where we're at. So we have $0 to be able to give my son a proper burial and memorial. So we're putting all the funds that we can get that we are getting donated to us from the Lemonade Foundation. We are putting that towards us flying to Hawaii and spreading his ashes in a place that he always said made him feel the most safest and happiest, and that was in his childhood, living in Hawaii and rolling around in the surf and looking for sea turtles and crabs on the beach. He was purely 100% happiest there. So I created this GoFundMe page to help me make that happen. Our goal is, of course, enough to help pay for the cremation, to help pay for the airfare, and to help pay for the actual memorial, like the food and everything that we're going to be providing. So if you can donate, that would... This is really hard, guys. I'm sorry. That would really be so helpful. I also want to try and raise money to give back to this Lemonade Foundation. So they are set up to help people pay for the expenses of laying your loved one to rest that had died from suicide. So that's what we're going to do. And if you're coming to the memorial, or if you want to honor Billy this weekend, I want to focus on Billy, the light, not the tragedy that got him to the point where he is. And I want to give you all an answer as to the why, and make you feel a little more at peace, and to give you a actual validation that he is on the other side and he is at peace. If you knew Billy in the last decade of his life, you knew he struggled a lot with mental health and with trying to put the pieces back together from when his soul was splintered as a young teenager. And many of you probably got really frustrated with him too, because all of that would cause him to have outbursts and to, like, you know, separate from friends, or, you know, like he just was a troubled, like my husband said, my son was just a really troubled person. And in Billy's own words from his music, he says his heart was too soft to take on the world's problems. And I totally believe that. So we were driving to Kansas City 4 months ago. I was taking him there to drop him off for going to get recovery one more time. And in the vehicle, he was telling me about this beautiful song he had written for Aubrey. He wanted to give her hope, even though he didn't have enough hope in himself. He wanted to let her know, you know, from a young child, like, don't give in to people messing around and hurting you. Like, you've got to fight, be strong, and to let her know that because of who she is and what she's done for him, she's built him up to become stronger, that he's stronger because of her. And she is his light. Like, when he was a kid, he was his own light. And then it got broken. And the trauma and the scenarios tried to snuff that light out. So he clung to her light and trying to protect her and be her guardian. And gosh, they were buds, definitely buddies. And she's she knows that Uncle Billy is up there with her great papa in heaven. And that she said, I'll still see him one day on the other side. We'll all be dancing with Jesus. because she's a dancer. It was very cute. And it was probably 100% on the nose. So back to my story. Billy revealed that song to me, and I cried, and I said, that's such a song of hope and promise, and it's encouraging. Like, I love it. I think it was a great song, and it really was even better because it had to do with a personal relationship between him and my granddaughter. And he said, Mom, I almost really did it this time. And I'm scared, and that's why I want to go and get recovery. But I'm more scared of the fact of failing again. And I said, Bill, you can't focus on that stuff. You got to focus on right now. Take a day at a time. And he said, it's hard because I've hurt a lot of people because of my coping skills were not appropriate, and I would lash out when I was angry because I was triggered by a song, or I was triggered by a smell, or I was triggered by a social media post, reminding me that of what happened to me. And I told him, I said, hey, bud, this is what I was taught because I'm a victim of SA myself from when I was a child. I said, I was told by my therapist there's 3 things that you can take away from this. People who are victims of SA, usually there are 3 outcomes. 1, they're a survivor. They're always going to be surviving, coping and surviving. 2, they couldn't fight anymore. And most of them end up taking their own lives. And then 3, they become a perpetrator themselves, and they repeat this cycle and start doing the abuse towards other people around them. So I told him, I said, well, I'll tell you this, but buddy, I want you to be a survivor, but if you end up where you end up taking your own life because you couldn't deal with the trauma and the coping, then I get it. And I said, and I am thankful that you have never repeated that behavior or repeated that cycle on any child. And he was like, I know, it's disgusting. I can't even fathom. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. That's a video for another time, okay, guys? Believe me, I will not let my son's death die in vain. I am going to be an advocate for that, especially in the dance world. And if anyone is a part of some kind of special advocacy group or provides opportunities for kids to just know how to protect themselves and be strong, please don't hesitate to reach out. I want to do whatever I can to help save kids from what Billy experienced and had to endure. And that ultimately led to him not being able to function enough to fight anymore. So I want to do that. I also want to help with the mental health system that's definitely broken and needs a lot of repairs. I want to also help and provide for even more opportunities for suicide prevention, because Billy reached out a lot and he got a lot of help from them. So they definitely need to be uplifted. So I got sidetracked. Anyway, I was in the car with him going to Kansas City, and he played me the song, and I said, that's amazing. And I said, what if you actually, what is it like when we go to heaven? And what would it be like? And he was like, well, I think I would be a warrior. I swear, this is his stepbrother stuff. I would be morphing like a Power Ranger into an angel. And I was like, I'm not surprised you would say that. Totally sounds like you. And I bet you anything that's what he's done now. And he said, I will be a guardian angel protecting Aubrey and all the other kids that he can in the spiritual realm with God, taking on all of these perpetrators. And I 100% believe he is. And then I go, Billy, remember Grandpa when he passed away a couple of years? He like comforted me when I was really sad by me asking him to come to me and visit me as a butterfly. And my dad told me he would. He passed. And then the next couple days, I actually saw this beautiful monarch butterfly that was flying around and landed on my computer and stayed there while the song Country Roads played. And that was kind of like my dad's thing. And Billy loved that story. So Billy says to me, he goes, you know what, Mom? I think I'm going to come to you like a butterfly too, like Grandpa. And he goes, and if anything, maybe Grandpa will come with me. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I go, well, how am I going to know it's different than the one that Grandpa had sent? And he goes, He's looking in the mirror and he's like, you know what? These hearts are like love. And I love these glasses because I love this color. He's like, neon yellow. That's what we're going to do. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm down, whatever. And I just kind of blew it off and moved on. And I really felt like when I dropped him off that he was going to like really do well this go around. I felt like he was like, I've had enough. I can't anymore. This is my last chance. And God, I have met some of you guys at I've seen you all over. And some of you are like, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Can't even tell you how much woulda, coulda, shoulda I've done. I don't want to focus on that part, guys, because he's not here. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can't wallow in that part of it. We can be mad at him about it. But we can also be a little understanding too, because he just didn't have the will to fight anymore. So I was struggling with all of this. And I'm getting ready on a day to go sign my son's death certificate. And as I'm sitting there watching a video called Billy's Blog, I'm bawling, going, I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I can do this. I'm so mad. This is so different than if he would have died in some other way. Like, why? This is awful. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need some help. I need some strength given to me. I need some reassurance. I need a validation. These are the things that I'm saying to myself. And all of a sudden, two beautiful neon butterflies start flying around me. And Madeline, who was there at the time, so she saw it too. And one of them came down and landed right on my hand. So I 100%, and I don't care if you believe it or not, believe that my son and my dad, because he was the other butterfly, came to me that day on what was literally my hardest day possible. It's unbelievable signing a child's death certificate, or your child's. It's just unfathomable. And it's not fair, and it's not right. But I also know that if I hold on to that, then I'm not holding on to what I loved most about my boy. And it was his light and his music that gave hope and promise and fighting the good fight and taking on the bad guys. So I'm going to hold on to the light. I'm going to hold on to what I love most about Billy. And then I'm going to enjoy saying goodbye to him my way, our way. And then I'll deal with the rest of that later. I'll take on the world for him since his heart was too soft. And I would like you to join me in that fight. Your contributions to this GoFundMe is going to help all of that. Whatever we raise, we're going to divide it up between me going and spreading Billy's ashes, his memorial, giving back to the Lemonade Foundation, helping out suicide prevention, and mental illness awareness. And victims of sexual abuse. I am going to be stronger for you, Bill. I'm going to keep fighting. Just like in your song you sang to Aubrey. Because you make me a woman that is never going to stop fighting your fight. And to everybody who has been so wonderful during this terrible time. I can't even express the words of how you've wrapped your love around our family. I'll never forget it. You comforted me and my family so much. So much. And to all of Billy's friends and loved ones that have reached out and asked me, what is it I can do? Keep Billy's music alive. Keep playing it. And keep in touch with me, because I always feel like any of my kids' friends are my kids too. And I think the biggest thing we can do, everybody, is to not be afraid to speak out when you need help, to not be afraid to reach out to someone you see struggling in their life, to be an advocate for the victims and an advocate for not being afraid to talk, whether it's about mental illness, sexual abuse, or thoughts of suicide. That is our biggest problem. We're being led by fear. And as my pastor used to tell me growing up as a kid, Pastor Price, he would say, walk by faith, not by sight. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I hope all of you will do. So I hope you come and celebrate Billy with us. And all that information is in this GoFundMe link. And I'm going to keep fighting, guys. This is not the end for me. And I'm so... it's hard. I keep seeing Billy's picture right there. I love you, Billy. And I'm going to keep fighting. Especially since you couldn't anymore. And thank you for morphing into a Power Ranger, Angel Warrior for Aubrey. And Thank you for those beautiful butterflies. It really meant so much. And you know what, buddy? I'll be seeing you on the other side. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. And if you are in any situation where you feel unsafe or that you need someone to talk to or reach out to, I put those hotlines down in the description as well. I love you guys all too. And thank you for letting me be real and authentic and sharing. I'm going to be okay, guys. I'm going to still make my videos. I'm still going to be doing everything I've done before. I just might be a little sad for a while, all right? Because he makes me stronger. All right. Bye, guys.